that we have got the channel ends pinned up in a preliminary position, we're going to lay in the edge of the hammock, or the foot box of the hammock. So I have to unpin a little bit here, but again noting where it's going to go. Now this is where before I said we want to leave this edge or this channel exposed, because this channel is where the zinget line is going to run down through here. So we want to make sure that we get a bit of exposure in the channel, and we're not going to sew the channel shut. So what we're going to do here is fold this back, then we're going to get our hem started in here for the first fold to cover our unfinished edge. Then we lay the hammock in, and I'm laying it all the way down to the sew lines in here. So when I fold it over one more time, it will take the finished edge with it and make a seam which will include the corner edges of the hammock. Okay, we've got the hammock side repinned, and we're going to show you a detail of how the foot box is set back from the end of the hammock where the channel will be sewn in for the suspension. Okay, what we've done is we've marked back from the edge 6 inches all the way along here. The foot box piece that we have the 43-inch top hem double sewn is going to end where you will still be able to retrieve the zinget thread or zinget loop out through the end of the hammock here, and that's going to be buried. It gets a little bit busy right here in the end, but after you fold this down double to make your end channel, you're again going to be careful not to cover the end loop. So this end will be a little bit unrestrained here, but once it gets into the whipping, it'll be plenty strong. Okay, little detail of how the foot box is in here. Again, the foot box is set back 6 inches from the edge so you don't sew shut the small channel on the top. We're going to bring the thread for the sewing right about to here and stop right here. Going to double hem this. This is, already been, the foot box has been hemmed and it's set inside, and again we're going to double hem this edge all the way along here. This is the radius piece. I don't like doing square corners, so we've got a little bit of puckers here and there, but they'll smooth out as you start sewing them down. Okay, once we have double seamed the foot box area into the side hem of the hammock, I've marked appropriately where the zinget line should come out of the foot box hem and into the side hammock body hem. You don't want them exactly across from each other. You want them to where they will actually kind of draw out of one and into the other. And now I'm going to show you how I pierce this through here using a Craft hobby iron. First, you make sure you only get through one layer by putting a little air underneath it. Doesn't take much of a hole to get a zinget line through there, so just a small little burn through is all it needs. Same thing on the mating area. This is a little more tricky because it's right in between a pair of seams here. Sometimes it helps if you take a pin and pierce through just one area and then use the pin as a bit of a guide where you can just do just a little bit of a burn through right at the pin. Again, make sure you're about in the right spot where you want to be. Make sure it isn't adhered to the rest of the hammock body. And your little zinget cord can slide right up through there. This one, yep, this one's fine. Okay. Okay, as I mentioned before, this hammock is for my wife and she wants a zip-on bug net. So I don't know if I have ever put a zipper on the correct way, but this is one way that I do it. I've hemmed the side of the hammock, and this will be the outside edge of the hammock. Got a zipper foot on there, and I'm just laying the zipper underneath the hammock side and underneath the zipper foot, and I'm going to stitch it all the way down, and then I'll probably change feet and do one more seam so I get a double sew on this hammock, or on the zipper portion right here. The other side will be bug net, and I never use any type of fold over basting or anything. I'll just do a rolled hem on the bug net side on this. But I want it included in my whipping to add a little strength, which is going to complicate the exit of the zinget. I'll have to do a small hole inside of the hammock to have the zinget line exit, and then loop the end of the zinget in the whipping up there. Okay, after sewing your end channels on, you're going to have a couple of tag ends that are just sticking out. These can be just clipped off, because the whole mass will be included in the whipping.